Southwest Airlines, official airline of the Black Engineer of the Year Award, is pleased to provide 2 round-trip airline tickets to any of Southwest Airlines' 77 airports in its domestic network. The airline tickets have no blackout dates or restrictions and are valid for 1 year on Southwest Airlines flights only, not including AirTran flights, and there's no charge for your baggage. Also, Southwest Airlines is delighted to call Dallas, Texas its home base. Now we need to find our winner. So, at this time, if you are seated in Section B, row 25, and seat number 6, you are a winner. Do we have a winner? Yes, we have a winner. Congratulations. You've just won 2 Southwest round-trip tickets. Now, please welcome Baya's favorite musicians, live and on stage, the Clarence Night Band. The 28th Black Engineer of the Year Awards Conference, co-hosted by Lockheed Martin Corporation, the Council of Engineering Deans of the Historically Black Colleges and Universities, and U.S. Black Engineer and Information Technology magazine, and sponsored by Aerotek, welcomes you to the 2014 Black Engineer of the Year Awards Gala, sponsored by Gulfstream, a General Dynamics company. We are delighted to have with us again this year as our MC, one of the nation's capital's most respected TV journalists, award-winning CBS local morning co-anchor Andrea Roan has been with WUSA 9 for more than 30 years. During her career of covering headline news stories, she has interviewed everyone from former First Ladies Laura Bush and Hillary Rodham Clinton to Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Please welcome Washington's own Andrea Roan.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Please come into the room, take your seats. We have an exciting program for you, some wonderful honorees to celebrate this evening, so please come on down. This is truly one of the most inspiring events I'm privileged to MC, and I just want to say how delighted I am to share this evening with you and to be back with you again this year. This year's BEA conference theme is Progress at the Speed of Trust. It speaks to our advancement on the shoulders of a trusted multicultural intellectual resource, our scientists, engineers, technologists, medical professionals, academia, and marketers. You are all a critical part of our nation's supply. Relying on the diverse and accomplished community of subject matter experts, you're helping to move our nation forward. Now, when I think of progress at the speed of trust, the following words come to mind: progress, achievement, commitment, collaboration, and inclusion. Tonight, we acknowledge those individuals whose progress and prowess deserve celebration. And if you still just can't get enough of BEA when you return to your hotel room after tonight's gala, please know that you can always turn to channel 83 and watch BEA TV. We are very fortunate to have with us in our audience not only this year's winners, but also many BEA award winners from past years. Now, we'd like to bring the house lights up even more at this time. And would all of our BEA winners please rise so we can salute you? Current winners and those from the past, please rise so that we can salute you. Congratulations again, and thank you. And we also thank many of our nation's leading companies for their support this evening. Here's a message from one of our BEA System Conference co-hosts, Lockheed Martin Corporation. Please watch the screens.
From a garage in California to the surface of Mars. From bamboo and silk to advanced composites and titanium. From green eye shades to cloud computing. The story of Lockheed Martin's first 100 years has been a story of constant innovation. A story that continues to be written by men and women who look forward to the future and ask the big questions. How can we create a more secure world? defeat unknown threats from unknown quarters? How can we harness new sources of energy, support a growing population, and expand our knowledge of the universe? The answers will be pursued with purpose, creativity, and a relentless commitment to innovation as we go forward into our next 100 years. Lockheed Martin, we never forget who we're working for.
Please welcome the Chairman, President, and Chief Executive Officer of Lockheed Martin Corporation, who oversees a worldwide portfolio of innovative technology solutions for global security and aerospace. Ladies and gentlemen, Marilyn Houston.
Good evening, and welcome to this year's Black Engineer of the Year Awards Gala. It is my privilege to be with you here tonight and to be part of a special celebration. On behalf of the men and women of Lockheed Martin, I first want to extend a warm welcome to all the conferee attendees here tonight. Your active engagement at this year's conference is helping advance the conversation around leadership, diversity, and innovation. I'd also like to acknowledge all the distinguished honorees that have been recognized throughout the conference and who are also with us this evening. I'm especially pleased to recognize our own Stephanie Hill as the 2014 Black Engineer of the Year. You'll hear more about Stephanie later tonight. Each of you being recognized at this year's conference should be incredibly proud of your many accomplishments. Congratulations. Lockheed Martin has always been a company that looks ahead, and that spirit lives on in all of our employees who are shaping the future today. We rely heavily on our diverse team of experts to push the boundaries of innovation and to help our customers meet their toughest challenges. From the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter and Littoral Combat Ship to GPS satellites and cybersecurity, we provide game-changing solutions to make the world safer and more secure. That's the same spirit that we celebrate tonight. Each of our winners embodies tonight's theme of celebrating prowess and progress. They've demonstrated their prowess in innovation, leadership, and technical excellence. And as a result, they're all driving progress. They're making the world safer, smarter, and more efficient. And they're setting the example for the next generation, opening new doors for tomorrow's engineers and innovators. We're proud to be a founding sponsor of this event, and we value our partnership with Career Communications Group. I'd especially like to thank Career Communications Group for its leadership and the influential role it plays in the development and success of America's brightest technology leaders. Lockheed Martin and Career Communications Group share the same goal. We want to excite students about career opportunities in STEM. When we achieve our goal, I am confident we will continue to introduce ideas that make our world better and secure our nation's position as a global leader in technology and innovation. To be successful, we must find a way to motivate young people to pursue careers in STEM. We need to do everything we can to develop a strong pipeline of diverse talent and create opportunities for students to pursue their dreams. No one should ever feel like a career in technology is out of their reach. That's why events like BEA are so important. This is a great opportunity to help students and professionals at every level build a brighter future. And it's a wonderful opportunity to celebrate the achievements of our shining stars. Again, congratulations to all of our honorees, and thank you all for being here tonight. Thank you.
The gentleman who's presenting our Lifetime Achievement Award first joined Baltimore Gas and Electric in 1987 at age 26 as the first Black assistant to the Distribution Division Vice President. Today, Darrell Stokes is the Director of Engineering and Standards for BGE, an Exelon company. He was also named Chairman of AMI, the nonprofit organization that helps expand public-private alliances in support of programs that attract, educate, graduate, and place underrepresented minority students in engineering careers. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Darrell Stokes.
Thank you, Andrea. During his 28-year career, Ron Bradley has excelled in every role he has held. At PECO and PJM Interconnection, he has worked in almost every facet of the energy business, holding positions in generation, distribution, and safety. Ron's impressive record of technical achievement is unparalleled, and his leadership skills make him one of the finest in the field. Many engineers are hardworking, dedicated, and capable individuals with specialized knowledge and strong business acumen. Ron possesses all of these qualities. He has made immense contributions in the area of technical management, but what makes Ron truly unique is his infectious enthusiasm, his desire to educate and to help others progress, his inclusive collaboration, and his ability to inspire and engage. I cannot think of anyone more deserving of the BEA Lifetime Achievement Award than Ron Bradley.
Good evening, everyone. Life has taught me a lesson that has been repeated over and over. Do not shy away from your strengths and God-given gifts. Do not dim your light to make others feel comfortable. There is a contribution that you are specifically gifted for, and when you decide to agree with that, things get much clearer. When the storms of life come, and they will, you need to know that the gifts that God has given you will not shrink. They grow and multiply with your initiative. I suspect my inquisitive nature signaled early on I was meant to be an engineer. While in college, I knew for sure it was my destiny. Now, I admit that things didn't always go as I expected, but my faith in the gift God gave me would not let anyone dim my light. My parents gave me their powerful living lessons of faith, commitment, and endurance. My wife, Michelle, and my son, Marcus, have blessed me with their love and support. I thank the friends and family from my hometown of Morton, Pennsylvania, who instilled pride and a sense of history in me. It is humbling to be recognized for one's lifetime achievement on a celebrated night like this in front of such an esteemed audience. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, this morning marked the HBCU Engineering Dean's Power Breakfast, featuring the Council of Engineering Deans from the historically black colleges and universities. At that time, awards were presented to 19 distinguished men and women who are leading our nation to achievement and prosperity. We would like to reintroduce them to you now. So again, please bring up the house lights, and honorees, when you hear your name, please stand in the audience for recognition.
Jasmine C.L. Bridges. Pamela D. Carter. Courtney H. Coulter. Donald L. Coulter. Lieutenant Colonel Antoinette R. Gant. Timon D. Wallace. Kenneth D. Harris. Glida Jackson. Stephen O. Calvin Penniman. Gregory E. West. Danielle C. Smith. Gerard Spivey. Alonzi Scott III. Dr. Robert E. Williams, Jr. Dr. Tamara Floyd Smith. Stephen R. Cox. And Adrienne Webb.
Congratulations again to all of you. The presenter of the Outstanding Technical Contribution in Industry Award is responsible for AT&T's technology and global network, including the company's far-reaching mobile broadband network. Please join me in welcoming the Senior Executive Vice President of AT&T Technology and Network Operations, AT&T Incorporated, John Donovan.
I'm privileged this evening to present to you Dr. Marion Croak. Marion learned her craft in the same halls where information technology was given birth to. She presented her ideas in the same conference rooms which yielded 8 Nobel Prizes, and her work took a backseat to none of that. Marion is the most accomplished scientist in the history of AT&T. She has over 150 patents to her credit. And to give you an idea, thank you. And to give you an idea of just one, after Hurricane Katrina in 2006, she quickly, post-Katrina, put together a capability that today we take for granted, which is the ability to donate to disaster relief victims by texting and having that money get instantly into the hands of those individuals. Marion is an inspiration to people of color. She's an inspiration to all women. She's an inspiration to youth that she spends a lot of time to progress. So it's with a great pleasure of mine, and I'm just absolutely thrilled to tell you that not only is she a great scientist, but she also is a great mother and a great human being, and I want to present to you tonight Marion Croak.
Thank you so much, and I'd like to especially thank the mentors that I've had at AT&T, especially John Donovan, for all the encouragement and confidence they've placed in me. I'd also like to give thanks to my father, who has long passed, but whose spirit of calmness and creativity during hard times lives within me. So I want to accept the award on behalf of all the young people in this audience, especially my son Dylan. And I want to tell you to look deep within yourself, and that's where your imagination and your creativity is, and use that to make this world a better place. Thank you again.
To present our next recipient of the Outstanding Technical Contribution in Industry Award, it's fitting that we have the executive who is responsible for IBM's worldwide research efforts in services science and services innovation, supporting the company's technology and business services. Please welcome the Vice President of Industries and Solutions for IBM Research, Dr. Mahmoud Nashine.
Good evening. One of IBM's most dynamic technical leaders, Dr. Uwe Stewart, co-led the creation of IBM Research in Africa, and he is its first chief scientist. His vision, knowledge, and insight are poised to create a historic event in the continent. Dr. Stewart assembled a first-class research team, founded intern programs to develop local technical talent, and launched more than a dozen projects in economic development and improvement of living standards. As a result, we gained a far better understanding of Africa, and we are developing essential cloud services in small business, education, and healthcare. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present Dr. Uwe Stewart.
24 years ago, I left my ancestral home in Africa in a quest for higher education. In a true testament to the circle of life, I recently returned there to leverage innovations in science and technology to address Africa's grand challenges in education, water, energy, financial inclusion, public health, and public safety. This is the mission of IBM Research Africa, where I am chief scientist. Tonight, you honor the evolving narrative of the promise of a transformed Africa. However, I am so mindful that a promise unfulfilled is a dreadful thing for the continent from which all humanity sprung. So, many more chapters are being written in this book that is entitled Africa's Moment. Science enables Africa to leapfrog the rest of the world. Asante sana. Thank you very much.
To present the Community Service Award is a general who has served our country for more than 35 years. Prior to retiring in 2003, he was commander of the Air Force Material Command at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base that keeps our weapons systems battle-ready. Now, he is on several corporate boards, is the chairman of the board of USAA, and he has served as an advisor to the President, the Secretary of State, and the Administrator of NASA. Please welcome to the stage 2003 Bayer recipient for Lifetime Achievement, General Lester L. Lyles, United States Air Force, retired.
Thank you. Even though I'm an Air Force officer, retired Air Force officer, I still recognize and appreciate technical excellence and great leadership in any of our military services. Paige Luter of the Naval Air Systems Command personifies both of those qualities. Paige's commitment to developing new generations of STEM leaders has influenced literally hundreds of people and young people throughout this community. She's an alumni member of the National Society of Black Engineers Patuxent River Professionals chapter. She was instrumental in establishing the Southern Maryland NSBE Junior chapter that encourages middle and high school students to pursue engineering careers. She has served as Student Development Chair, NSBE Junior Coordinator, and Student Advisor, and she was unrelenting in securing funds for the students to attend NSBE's National Convention in Indianapolis. She has also made it possible for students to attend this year's Bay Conference and Career Fair here in Washington, D.C. I am proud and honored to present Paige Luter.
I'd like to thank God because I was fortunate. I was pushed to excel academically. My parents instilled in me to give back to others. With an affinity for math and science, I majored in engineering. I also wanted to serve others and encourage our youth to do the same that my teachers and my parents encouraged me. Organizations like NSBE, SWE, and BEA showed me avenues where I could give back. Not only can I make a difference at work, I also make a difference in the lives of young students. I deter them from wrong paths, and I make a difference in their lives. Thank you.
To present our next Community Service Award is the Vice President and Chief Executive Officer of the AARP Experience Corps, Lester Strong. Mr. Strong is committed to improving literacy among school children across the United States. His organization is recognized as one of the most effective in-school interventions in the country. He and his team serve 20,000 disadvantaged elementary school children in 19 cities each year, including right here in the nation's capital. Please welcome Lester Strong.
Over the past 20 years, Marty Rogers has dedicated his career to improving the lives of others through community service. He was instrumental in creating AmeriCorps and the Martin Luther King Day of Service. And currently, he volunteers or serves on the board of many nonprofit organizations, including being the chair of my board at AARP Experience Corps. As executive director of Accenture's nonprofit group and a managing director in Accenture's federal services, he works with many nonprofits, foundations, and government agencies to find solutions to their most challenging problems. It's my honor and my privilege to present Marty Rogers.
My old boss, Dr. Marion Red Edelman, is fond of saying, service is the rent we pay for living. Service is the rent we pay for living. My father, an old school family doctor who served the poorest of the poor in our community, paid that metaphorical rent each and every day. Once, I saw him care for a homeless man. He took the man's tattered coat, hung it up replacing his own, and treated it as though it was the best that money could buy. At that very moment, I realized that life calls us to see people, not just problems, to walk humbly with everyone, to heal and to serve, especially those most in need. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage a key executive from BEA Conference sponsor, Aerotek. He is responsible for the company's strategy and leadership of its talent acquisition team and its Office of Diversity and Inclusion, which he formed, designed, and launched. Here is Aerotek's Executive Director of Human Resources, Shelton Gwynn.
Good evening, and welcome to the 2014 Black Engineer of the Year Awards Gala. The last 3 days have been incredible, and I am honored to have the opportunity to stand before you all tonight as we bring the conference to a close. It is hard for me to believe that Aerotek has been a proud sponsor of BEA for almost a decade. And I will tell you, in looking back on it, what has meant the most to me is not just the seminars and the amazing events, but the lasting relationships that are forged here in support of this critical mission to strengthen our STEM pipeline, and in turn, our global competitiveness. At Aerotek, our ability to attract top talent in STEM fields is critical to our success and the success of our customers. To ensure our future success, we recognize that we must not position ourselves to attract today's best, but we must actively work to break down the barriers and recruit and attract the next generations into the STEM fields. However, we must also recognize that we cannot do it alone. As I reflect on this year's conference theme, Progress at the Speed of Trust, I think about the power of the BEA experience and building the relationships that lead to this type of trust in ourselves, in the organizations we work for, and in each other that inspires true innovation. Over the last 3 days, you witnessed a level of talent that navigated the career fair, the attendees who engaged in great dialogue and collaborated to solve complex problems in seminars, and the nominees who were celebrated and other successes during the many awards events. You can feel the energy in the air and see the connections made. While this is all incredible and a great part of being at BEA, I also want to challenge you by suggesting that these 3 days is not enough. The BEA experience should expand beyond the walls of the Marriott Wardman. If we're going to truly move our progress in STEM fields forward and address the challenges that we face in this great nation today, we need the speed of trust. We must find a way to harness the enthusiasm, collaboration, and innovation that we see in the actions here and bring back with us as we go back into our respective worlds. As we conclude our 3 days together, I hope that that doesn't mark the end of your BEA experience, but the beginning. As we walk away with this year's theme in mind, Progress at the Speed of Trust, it's a reminder that our greatest challenge is also our greatest opportunity, that we are all only as great as our ability to work together. Now, I'd like to present the recipient of the Diversity Leadership in Government Award. When Dr. Victoria Dixon graduated from Southern University College, she wanted to coach basketball in the NBA, but it was an unexpected moment that took her in a different direction. After being told that she was too young for a professor job, she found another passion, equal opportunity. As a result, the U.S. Army has benefited from the legacy that she has built since fostering an environment that includes all groups and maximizes their potential. Among many successes, she created and implemented Army Test and Evaluations Command EEO program on affirmative action. While looking for opportunities to be the first, she also hires from the Wounded Warrior program. Escorted by the 53rd U.S. Army Chief of Engineers, a commanding general of the U.S. Army Corps of Engineering, Lieutenant General Thomas P. Bostick, please welcome Dr. Victoria Dixon.
Thank you so much. I was taught many positive things growing up in my native country, state of Louisiana. We're a country. We think we're our own country. But here are a few that stand out most. My God-given name is Queen Victoria, and as a queen, I learned to help bring out the best in others and myself. I was always taught that adversity is one of the many reasons in life to be successful. I've learned to accept and love people from all walks of life, no matter who they are or what they look like, because my parents and my grandmother instilled in me a long time ago, that being tan, and I was tan all year round, is a beautiful and wonderful thing. Shout out to Southern. Thank you. General Pinckney, thank y'all. Thank you. Renee, thank you.
So when you congratulate her later on at the after honoree dinner gala, whatever, feel free to say, Your Majesty, all right? She deserves it. To present the Diversity Leadership in Industry Award, we have a 35-year veteran of the Boeing Company who's responsible for everything from leadership development, training and diversity initiatives to employee relations, compensations, and benefits. Please welcome Senior Vice President of Human Resources and Administration, Tony Parasita.
Good evening, everybody. Joyce Tucker has been a staunch advocate of equality since experiencing job discrimination early in her career. The only minority, she had consistently better evaluations than her 3 colleagues. When asked why she was passed over for promotion, her manager said that he felt more comfortable with the others. She filed a complaint that ruled in her favor. She then focused on EEO policy in law school. Joyce has implemented and strengthened enterprise-wide diversity programs at Boeing for thousands of employees over the last 12 years and was appointed Commissioner of Equal Employment Opportunity Commission by then-President George H.W. Bush. I'm proud to present my friend, my colleague, Joyce Tucker.
As Tony indicated, my career in diversity began when I was discriminated against. With the support of friends and family, particularly a militant grandmother, I fought it and won. This experience instilled in me a fierce passion to help ensure that others would not feel the pain and anger that I felt. What was one of the worst things that could have happened to me at that time started me on the road to a career that has been challenging and rewarding, and I have to admit, sometimes frustrating. Determination and commitment and passion helped me stay the course. Turn your lemon into lemonade, and you may find a greater destiny than you ever imagined.
The presenter of the Corporate Promotion of Education Award is responsible for leading his sector's activities that drive disciplined programs, engineering, and process management principles, resulting in quality products and services and enhanced performance. Please welcome the Vice President of Mission Assurance for Northrop Grumman Information Systems, David Rosner.
Good evening. Robin is a highly talented, valued employee with a demonstrated commitment to helping others at work and in the community. From a very young age, Robin's nature was one of service, community, and involvement. Today, she works with organizations to improve STEM opportunities for underrepresented youth and adults. She has been involved in STEM-related initiatives to include the University of Maryland Baltimore County Center for Women in Technology, for EduCirc, and Grace Hopper. Professionally, Robin leads a team of more than 50 engineers. Her passion for her work and her community are evident in her engagement with her employees. I'm proud to present Robin DeWeese.
If you drove across a bridge or through a tunnel while here in DC, it's likely that my father either built it or worked on it. A civil engineer, widowed a couple of weeks after my birth, he raised 4 children on his own. Growing up, I witnessed his strong work ethic and adept knowledge in his civil engineering field. He created opportunities for minorities and women in an industry that wasn't traditionally open. He never strayed from his convictions. Because of Dad, I chose to become an engineer and share my blessings with my community. And because of him, I stand here today. I thank God, I thank my Northrop Grumman family, and I thank all of you.
The presenter of our Most Promising Engineer in Government Award is responsible for all facets of support for the Coast Guard's diverse mission set through oversight of human capital, life cycle engineering, acquisitions, telecommunications, and information technology, and 13 support bases around the nation. A registered professional civil engineer, please welcome the 2nd Deputy Commandant for Mission Support of the United States Coast Guard, Vice Admiral Manson Brown.
Good evening. What makes Lieutenant Justin Smith worthy of this honor is his ability to blend leadership, technical, and affordability concepts to tackle problems. Now, his job is to maintain a 46-year-old Coast Guard ship. He designed a professional development program for the ship's junior officers. Through his preparations of his ship and crew, he contributed to Coast Guard Cutter Valiant's earning the coveted Overall Operational Excellence Award. His work allowed Cutter Valiant to meet all operational requirements, including saving the lives of 96 migrants from the perils of the sea and interdicting $10 million in cocaine. I'm proud to present the Engineering Officer of Coast Guard Cutter Valiant, Lieutenant Justin Smith.
Good evening. I am the product of a supportive environment where both positive expectations and resources were provided to me. You can, you will, you must was the theme I received in countless conversations encouraging me throughout my pursuit of a career in engineering. As I reflect on how I arrived at my present position in life's journey, I am grateful for the mentorship that kept me focused and resources that helped me seize opportunities. My time in the Coast Guard has taught me that success is a result of preparedness meeting opportunity. This highlights the importance of mentorship and access to resources. Semper Paratus. Thank you.
Now, I'm truly privileged to introduce our Professional Achievement in Government honoree. Lieutenant Commander Zita Merchant's operational expertise and leadership have contributed to what continues to be a very stellar Coast Guard career. From responding to marine incidents such as the Deepwater Horizon oil spill, where she served as a strategic planner for the nation's first National Incident Command, to serving in the halls of Congress as a military congressional fellow, to obtaining her PhD, Lieutenant Commander Merchant has accomplished more than many dream of in a full career. Most recently, she led the response to an interagency boarding of a foreign vessel that resulted in seizing narcotics valued at $1.3 million. I'm proud to present recently selected for promotion, Commander-Select Zita Merchant.
Good evening. I am the daughter of two parents that were raised in rural Mississippi working on plantations when opportunities were slim to none for African Americans. Despite their lack of formal education, they instilled in me more STEM knowledge than any degree ever could. Therefore, I accept this award on behalf of my loving parents and my mother right there, as I am mindful that only yesterday they could not stand where I stand today. I am mindful that only yesterday it was impossible for them to achieve what I have achieved today. And I am mindful that I have come a long way, but my journey has truly just begun. Thank you all.
And congratulations to Commander. Now it's our pleasure to hear from our Gala sponsor speaker. Please welcome the Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of General Dynamics, Phoebe Novakovic.
Good evening. Tonight we come together to commend those who, through their hard work and innovative spirit, are helping our companies become better and stronger. Our honorees inspire others to seek tolerance and inclusion by demonstrating the richness that diversity brings to us. Differences in race, ethnicity, gender, and experience provide the environment in which diversity of thought can flourish. And it is that diversity of thought that ultimately makes us stronger and better, and on a human level, richer. On behalf of Gulfstream, we are proud to be the hosts of tonight's gala. On a personal level, I am especially proud to introduce one of our very talented people and the recipient of the Most Promising Engineer in Industry Award. Christopher Booth earned his bachelor's degree in aerospace engineering at the Georgia Institute of Technology. While still at school, he joined Gulfstream's college co-op program to get practical hands-on experience. After graduation, Chris was hired by Gulfstream as a flight test engineer. His significant contributions to our company include his role as lead test engineer for the G650, Gulfstream's newest aircraft. For those of you not familiar with the G650, it defines a new category of ultra-long-range, high-speed business jets with a 7,000 nautical mile range achieving speeds of Mach 0.925. It has already broken 35 city pair speed records. As chief test engineer, Chris directed and conducted 140 test missions, totaling almost 500 flight hours. Chris is also a 2009 BEA Modern Day Technology Leader. We are proud to honor him again tonight and very proud to have him on our team. Please join me in welcoming Chris Booth.
Thank you, Phoebe, for those kind words. I would like to thank CCG for this recognition and my wife, Ashley, for her support. I'm proud to be here representing Gulfstream and General Dynamics. I discovered my passion for engineering in the 10th grade after making a styrofoam airplane that could carry a stack of quarters. When I joined Gulfstream as a co-op student, I learned how to help real airplanes fly, and my career took off. That experience opened many doors and gave me a chance to succeed and to share my passion. At Gulfstream, we are dedicated to mentoring young people so they can experience the wonders of engineering. If we can spark students' passion for engineering, they will lead us into a world powered by innovation and opportunity. This award is for all the future engineers. Thank you.
Next time you pick up a piece of styrofoam, remember Chris. And what it could lead to. I mean, that's incredible. Now it's our pleasure to welcome to the podium a retired United States Army four-star general who served as Commanding General of the United States Army Materiel Command. He is also the National Chair of the Stars and Stripes Alumni Committee. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome General Johnny Wilson.
Good evening. The 9th Annual Stars and Stripes Dinner at BEA took place last evening. Each year, we honor the contributions of outstanding African American men and women in our armed forces and promote awareness of their talents and sacrifices. It is a highly competitive process whereby each service group selects a winner that exemplifies its values. I want to salute them now. So when I call your name, if you're in the audience, please stand. From the United States Army, the leader who commands the South Pacific Division of the United States Army Corps of Engineers, Brigadier General David Turner. Representing all of the services from the SES community, the Director of the Engineering Directorate, Edgewood Chemical Biological Center, U.S. Army Research Development and Engineering Command at Aberdeen Proving Ground, Maryland, Mr. Alvin D. Thornton. Representing the non-commissioned officers in all of the services, U.S. Army First Sergeant Milvia Kendrick. From the U.S. Marine Corps, the Assistant Division Commander of the 3rd Marine Division, who's currently deployed in Afghanistan, Colonel Michael E. Langley. From the U.S. Navy, the Commander of Navy Recruiting Command, Rear Admiral Annie Andrews. From the U.S. Air Force, the Commander of the Warner Robins Air Logistics Complex at Robins Air Force Base, Georgia, Brigadier General Cedric D. George. From the U.S. Coast Guard, the 24th Commandant of the United States Coast Guard, Admiral Robert J. Papp, Jr. And from the National Guard, the Assistant Adjutant General for the Maryland Army National Guard, Brigadier General Linda Singh. So thank you all for your service. Let's give them all another much-deserved round of applause. I'm also delighted to be speaking on behalf of what BEA represents for our young people. We have pledged to upcoming generations to invest in them and in the promise of what they can become. Yesterday afternoon, prior to the BEA Stars and Stripes dinner, more than 123 active duty admirals, generals, and SES personnel volunteered their time to meet and mentor more than 250 students from 20 area high schools. Now, our program objectives are to first honor and recognize African Americans for their unwavering contributions over the years to our nation's security. Secondly, to impress upon young people of color the importance of STEM to our nation's global competitiveness. So retired admirals Andy Wins and Walt Davis of the United States Navy have created and coordinate our ongoing Stars and Stripes mentoring program. So we salute and applaud them because this has become a signature event here at BEA. And also last evening, the BEA Student Leadership Award ceremonies took place honoring the students who are defining our future. And believe me, it's a bright one. And I'd like you to meet some of them now. So when your name is called, will you please stand?
Cadet Jamonte R. Little. Cadet Nigel J. Rogers. Officer Trainee Calvin Harris III. Joshua Kopasing. Alex Killam. Vladimir Morissette. Roscoe A. Johnson IV. Joy Carter. Lakivia Jackson. Michael Alamayu. Whitney Wilson. Destiny Knock. Deborah Adeji. Sierra Linton. Azi Bubiaran N. Umajiago.
Congratulations to you all. Thank you.
Please welcome the next presenter of the Most Promising Engineer in Industry Award,
the Vice President of Engineering for Raytheon Space and Airborne Systems, Pete Gould.
Employed by Raytheon after completing distinguished graduate studies, Dr. Lester McCoy established himself early on as a knowledgeable systems engineer with a passion to learn from Raytheon company subject matter experts. He quickly applied his knowledge and leveraged strong core leadership skills, resulting in his selection as a Patriot flight test lead on the final flight test of a $3 billion program. Generally, flight test leads are much more senior engineers, but Lester's abilities far outweighed his years. As a critical thinker with initiative, he is always steps ahead of processes and projects. I'm proud to present Dr. Lester McCoy.
I have been interested in math and science for as long as I can remember. When I watched the first moon landing, I realized I wanted to become an engineer and be a part of something cool. I am the first engineer in my entire family. My family always encouraged my interest in STEM, especially as a means for a better life and a successful career. They fostered my passion to study hard, pursue my education, and put my best foot forward in everything that I do, no matter how big or how small the task. Thank you.
The next presenter of our Most Promising Engineer in Industry Award is responsible for CH2M Hill's transportation business throughout the Northeast United States from Virginia to Maine. Please welcome the Vice President of Northeast Transportation, Thomas Klin.
Good evening. With degrees in civil engineering and physics, Jada Parker's educational background covers a broad spectrum for delivering innovative solutions to CH2M Hill's clients. She's the Deputy Project Manager and Resident Engineer for the rehabilitation of New York's Pier 88 and 90 at the Manhattan Cruise Terminals. A project of this scope involves huge numbers of tasks and details, and she's responsible for all of them. Among them are coordinating our engineer divers and concrete inspectors and managing daily construction reports and dive inspection reports. Her ability to work effectively with her team makes all that possible. I'm very proud to present Jada Michelle Parker.
Good evening. With the current state of the island nation, you'd think that as a first-generation Haitian American My story is about making something from nothing. Quite the contrary. I stand on the shoulders of proud, hardworking people who bent over backwards to give me everything I needed: undying love, support, and a $100 graphing calculator. Graduating in the midst of the Great Recession, I returned to my paid engineering internship. When summer ended and they didn't ask me for my key card, I just kept showing up. After 9 months, they hired me full-time. The lesson: just keep showing up. Thank you.
Very good advice. To make a special presentation, it's my pleasure to introduce to the stage a renowned educator who is responsible for countless numbers of students' careers in the STEM field. Dr. Eugene M. DeLoach is Dean and full professor of the Clarence M. Mitchell Jr. School of Engineering at Morgan State University. Prior to beginning his service at Morgan in 1984, he was affiliated for 24 years with Howard University, where he chaired the Department of Electrical Engineering for 9 years. He is the chair of the Council of Engineering Deans of Historically Black Colleges and Universities. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Dr. Eugene DeLoach.
Good evening. Periodically during the history of the Bayer Awards, the President's Award has been bestowed on an individual whose contribution to his or her industry is so vast and so game-changing that it deserves that distinction. So it is with the recently retired General Motors Company Chairman and Chief Executive Officer, Dan Akerson. Dan was an industry outsider when he was named to the GM's Board of Directors as a representative of the U.S. Treasury. A year later, he became CEO and chairman of the board. Under his leadership, the company transformed itself from being majority owned by the U.S. Treasury to being publicly traded and investment grade rated. Since the IPO in 2010, GM has recorded 16 consecutive quarters of profitability. Not bad for a non-car guy at the time he joined GM. He had, however, come from a solid successes in the telecommunications and private equity world. He was one of the pioneers of the telecommunications industry as we know it today, helping to create MCI and Nextel Communications, and leading us into the mobile communication era. Yes, he was one who created the push-to-talk commercials at Nextel Communications. Dan has always publicly recognized the strength of diversity in enhancing the conversation, the creativity, and the value of diversity in organizations. He has lived these values from the start of his proud heritage. He's the son of a Navy World War II and Korean War veteran and a 1970 graduate of the United States Naval Academy, where he earned a Bachelor's of Science in Engineering. He went on to earn a Master's in Economics at the London School of Economics. Dan served aboard the destroyer DuPont. Yes, he served our country then through his active military service, and he served again through his financial acumen that helped convert a sinking industry into a model of American ingenuity and enthusiastic professionals, now riding the crest of the wave of success. We're all proud that several GM professionals have been recognized as Bayer Award winners during his inspirational term as CEO. He also continued to serve through his active long-term support of Bayer and his ongoing work with the military as a board member of the United States Naval Academy. In 2012, he was awarded the U.S. Naval Academy's Distinguished Graduate Award for his demonstrated and unselfish commitment to a lifetime of service. Dan is a true national hero who gets it. We are immensely proud of his commitment to the future of students and professionals in the STEM arena. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm extremely honored to present the Bayer Presidential Award to Dan Ackerson.
Thank you, Dean Loach, and good evening, everyone. As an engineer myself, it's a special honor to be recognized by an organization that's devoted to advancing STEM professionals. As a retired CEO, it's even more meaningful to be recognized for advancing the cause of diversity in the technology workforce. That's because Talent Scout is one of the most important jobs of a CEO. As the retired chairman and CEO of GM, I never get tired of telling the story. So thank you for the microphone. I'm going to give you a brief history lesson of the last 4 years since we exited bankruptcy. The truth of the matter is that everything I learned about being a CEO, I learned from the Bible, Noah's Ark. You don't have time to go into every lesson, so I'll just share a few of the lessons I learned from the Noah's Ark lessons. Maybe the first one I learned from the Navy. A, don't miss the boat. B, remember the Ark was built by amateurs. The Titanic was built by professionals. There's no substitute for talent, teamwork, and the will to win. And C, stay fit. When you're 60 years old, someone may ask you to do something big. Don't you think I'm pretty fit for 65? Stand-up comedian's my next gig after I'm retired. In all seriousness, the important aspect of leading any company, but especially a company with a 106-year-old history, an iconic company like General Motors, is to stay humble and to stay hungry. And this is true for all of you young people in terms of managing your careers. The future can be imagined, it can't be presumed, and it must be earned every day. The IPO that we undertook in the market in the fall of 2010, the largest in the history of the United States at the time, was an expression of what could be, what we imagined we could do. Relatively few of us understood how change would have to be effected in order to transform into the new GM. There were serious systemic and cultural problems within the company. They left GM unable to adapt to changing circumstances, domestic and global competition, technology, and regulation. We didn't have the luxury of fixing these things behind the scenes. We had a 39-day quick rinse bankruptcy. So we had to do it in public. We had to find the willingness within the company to change, to transform, and purposely create upheaval. We started by assembling a global team of change agents. In 4 years, we rebuilt the organizational capability of General Motors across the board. We had to reform, transform finance, accounting, marketing, HR, IT, risk management, and research and development. Just as important, we had to start to innovate at a much faster pace than I think many of us ever thought we'd have to do. Innovation is anything that creates positive change for customers. That was our new compass. We had lost focus of our customers. GM's track record here is pretty good, and we're getting better. Just a few short years ago, who would have guessed that General Motors, for the first time, an American manufacturer, won the overall quality award ever? No American manufacturer had ever won it, and we didn't win by a whisker. The J.D. Power folks said we won by a lap. The reason we were able to accomplish so much is that we had the best team. We assembled a great team of veteran GM leaders. I'm proud to say that Mary Barr, our new CEO, is here tonight. I'm very proud of her, and she is what represents the new GM. This team is battle-tested. It's battle-tested, it's diverse, and it's seasoned. I was pleased to learn that diversity was deeply ingrained in the GM DNA when I arrived at the company. It dates back to 1968 when we awarded the industry's first production contract to an African-American owned supplier. 1968, I was in college. Most of you weren't born. Today, it's not about diversity for its own sake. It's about talent and finding the best people for the job. If you get this equation right, women, African Americans, and other unrepresented people will naturally rise to leadership positions. I am talking about people like Mary Barra and Gerald Johnson, who will be recognized later from our company. What I've said applies to everyone else being honored tonight as well. If it wasn't true, you wouldn't be here. I will close by offering everyone honored tonight my sincere congratulations. Your work makes your company stronger. Your success is providing a great example to kids and young adults, people we need to pursue STEM careers. I'm truly honored to accept the President's Award and share the stage with you tonight. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, the illustrious military career of our next guest spans more than 38 years. He spent the better part of the past decade in combat environments, commanding U.S. and coalition forces in both Iraq and Afghanistan. He previously served as the 33rd Vice Chief of Staff of the Army and is now the commander of the United States Central Command, responsible for 20 countries in the Middle East and South and Central Asia. Please welcome to the stage General Lloyd J. Austin III.
Well, good evening. I really am 60 years old, but I would like to take this opportunity to join in acknowledging the many outstanding individuals and organizations represented here who generously and tirelessly support our servicemen and women, our veterans, their families around the world. Mr. Ackerson, I'd like to add my personal congratulations on this well-deserved award. Thank you for your efforts over the years in support of our military, as well as the efforts of thousands of patriotic men and women who make up the outstanding team at General Motors. You know, it truly is remarkable all that we as a nation have accomplished over the past 12+ years in Iraq, in Afghanistan, and other locations. And without question, it would not have been possible were it not for the support of our industry partners. One of the things that makes our military the best and the most powerful in the world is the equipment and the technology that we place in the hands of our troopers. Not only does it greatly enhance their capability, but it also serves to bolster their confidence as they do important work in support of critical missions around the globe. During my 3 deployments to Iraq and 1 to Afghanistan, I witnessed firsthand the incredible selflessness and bravery and exceptional leadership demonstrated routinely by our soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, and Coast Guardsmen. It was absolutely inspiring to watch them in action. And they do what they do in support of our mission and in support of one another because they are enormously proud to serve their country. And they are proud to wear the uniform of the United States of America. They believe that this nation of ours is the greatest nation in the world. And they also believe, as I do, that what we stand for and what we fight for, which is freedom and liberty and the defense of America, merits our service and our sacrifice. There are significant challenges present in the world today. However, amidst those challenges reside enormous opportunities. And we have a strong and determined and incredibly talented team comprised of our government, our military, and industry partners standing together, ready and able to do what is necessary on behalf of our nation and our interests around the globe. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, as I look out on the crowd tonight, and after participating in yesterday's mentoring session with high school and college students, I feel that America's best days are indeed ahead. And this is because young people across this great nation are brighter and more creative today and more talented than previous generations could have ever imagined. Again, thanks for your tremendous support, and may God continue to bless the United States of America.
And we thank General Austin for his service. Little change of pace right now, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a taste for really fine music, you're about to have your thirst quenched. Vocalist Tamika Moore is a smooth, well-blended cocktail of jazz, soul, folk, R&B with a little gospel for Spike. Born and steeped in the rich musical legacy that is Philadelphia, please welcome the distinctively talented and oh so tasteful Tamika Moore.
As an educator.
With so many roads that seem to lead down to the sea, I wonder which road will be the right one for me. Others may fall away, dead ending left and right, but there is this one road that journeys far out of sight. Have you wondered where your road will lead you? Maybe to a bright day of sunshine or a starry night in heaven. Or maybe you're afraid to go, afraid to go. You've got to follow your road, or you'll never know, never know. We are all but travelers living in a foreign land, just trying to find our way as we can, looking for an answer, trying to find some light. And though we have journeyed far, it's not quite far enough. Oh, have you wondered where your road will lead you? Maybe to a song that needs singing, or a summer rain. You might be afraid to go. Afraid to go. You've got to follow your road, or you'll never know. You've got to follow your road. Follow your road. You've got to follow your road. Follow your road. You've got to follow your road. Follow your road. And maybe someday this road will take you far away. You got to follow your road. And maybe someday this road will take you far away. You got to follow your road. You got to follow your road. That you've got to follow your road. Thank you.
Tamika Moore, let's hear it again for a beautiful voice. Thank you, Tamika. The presenter of the Technical Sales and Marketing Award heads up AT&T's new business unit formed to focus on the growing public sector IT marketplace. It develops, manages, and brings to market innovative broadband solutions to improve response times, efficiencies, and effectiveness. Please welcome the Vice President of Public Sector for AT&T Incorporated, Jim Bugle.
Machine-to-machine cloud services is AT&T's offshoot for its mobile and cloud-based services. As a lead product manager, Lai Lau uses her innovative problem-solving skills to find groundbreaking solutions for every challenge. She combines her thorough understanding of strategic planning, technical product design, product management, and marketing skills to launch end-to-end mobility products and cloud service platforms all with great success. Lai also contributes substantially to our hardware strategy. As a result, she is helping to elevate our cloud and machine-to-machine services to a new level of performance and success. I am proud to present Lai H. Lau.
Good evening. I'm very honored to receive this award. I want to thank my parents who encouraged me to pursue the career in technology. I also want to thank AT&T for giving me the opportunity to practice my profession. I live by a quote from Nelson Mandela: "The greatest glory in living lies not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall." I thank my friends and families for their support. Thank you.
To present our next Technical Sales and Marketing Award is the executive who was Senior Vice President of Washington Operations at Lockheed Martin Corporation. He previously served as Undersecretary and later Acting Secretary of the U.S. Army. Please welcome Greg Dahlberg.
Thank you. What a wonderful celebration of talent and achievement tonight. And I have another one for you. Marcia Malone, who has just become a legend at Lockheed Martin. Marcia Malone has many talents, and she succeeds at nearly everything, but she especially excels when it comes to IT, sales, and marketing. Marcia focuses her talents on federal programs, working with Customs and Border Protection, Immigration, Customs Enforcement, and the Department of Justice. She has a sterling reputation and a great record of success. Most recently, working with CSC, she was instrumental in securing a $1 billion contract. Her effort also helped land a $500 million contract in her spare time with the Department of Justice. She's simply outstanding in the field of sales and marketing, and I'm very proud to present Marcia Malone.
Good evening. Thank you, Greg, and certainly thank you, Lockheed Martin. In 1979, working for Honeywell's Aerospace and Defense Division, I decided to focus on a sales career. I'd impressed my management enough to garner a position to support the NASA team, but information systems was far too enticing. After interviewing with the Vice President of HR, who said he wouldn't give me the job because he was only hiring computer science graduates, I later shared that story that week with a colleague. By the end of the week, the IT division president called and asked me one question: why did I think I could sell mainframes? I answered him, and he hired me. I became Honeywell Federal Systems Sales Rookie of the Year. Obviously, I made good on my answer. Thank you so much.
The presenter of our Pioneer Award is responsible for all aspects of human resources for a major sector of CH2M Hill. Please welcome Global Human Resource Director for CH2M Hill's Global Water Market, Donald A. Shipley.
Good evening. One of the foremost experts on the subject, Dr. Russell Ford, has spent more than 27 years developing, evaluating, and designing treatment processes to remove a variety of contaminants from drinking water both here in the USA and abroad. His work is directly responsible for advancing drinking water technology, and as a result, improving public health around the world. He first entered the field in the late 80s, at a time when drinking water regulations were changing, and it became evident that a new breed of engineer was needed in the industry, one that understood process and engineering design. Clearly, Russell was that engineer. I'm proud to present Dr. Russell Ford.
So growing up in Brooklyn, New York, I was really good at math and science. Shout out to Brooklyn. I was really good at math and science, and I was directed towards engineering. Thankfully, I had loving parents. They had no idea what a chemical engineering was, but they did whatever was necessary to get me to Syracuse University. As the youngest of 4 children and the first to attend college. Now, 27 years after graduation, I'm an environmental engineer focusing on protecting public health by making clean drinking water. My motto, success is the only option. And as long as I do my job right, those that come after me get to do the opportunity to do it even better. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2014 Bea Emerald Honor Scientist of the Year is a highly accomplished research scientist and an expert in optical fiber and wireless communication. Please welcome Research Associate and Research Manager of Corning Incorporated, Dr. Anthony Ngoma.
Good evening. The Bea STEM Conference is an extraordinary opportunity for knowledge and networking. It is also the time for celebrating our accomplishments in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. As you have already seen, there is much to celebrate. On Thursday night, at Bea's 2014 Emerald Honors and Trailblazers Dinner, I was privileged to be among the distinguished innovators who were honored. My colleagues come from industry, government, research institutions, academia, and nonprofits, and are among the thought leaders who are making a difference in the STEM fields. I want to recognize our Emerald Honors winners. When you hear your names called, please stand.
Dr. Aaron L. Brundage. Charles Doxley. Dr. Ronald O. Grover, Jr. Dr. Solomon Asefa. Shelley Weems. Dr. J. Denise Clement. Dr. Norman K. Buckner. Dr. Zidong Zhu.
Congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
The presenter of our Visionary Award is in charge of engineering at Chrysler LLC and was also responsible for the company's engineering program of partnerships and combined efforts with other automakers. Please welcome Senior Vice President, Engineering and Vice President, Product Committee Coordinator, Mark Chernoby.
It's a pleasure to be with all of you this evening, and very much an honor to present this award. In fact, the award is going to award Kevin Ward. Kevin's a very accomplished engineer, and he's an exceptional leader, dedicated to the creation of great products and the development of young, talented engineers within our company. Kevin is Chrysler Group's head of fastener engineering, where he leads a diverse team of more than 20 people responsible for all fastener engineering, best practice, design, and laboratory operations. Kevin's vision, drive, and technical expertise have made him a valuable member of the Chrysler engineering team and not only a respected engineer across the company, but also an instrumental part of linking our engineering effort with the new world-class manufacturing initiative. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in honoring the recipient of the 2014 Black Engineer Visionary Award, Kevin Ward.
Chrysler granting me this award is not just an honor, but it's also a privilege. It's also encouragement, given my past. My early childhood was, to put it mildly, humble beginnings. My mother raised me in a neighborhood that recently was declared the poorest and most violent in Detroit. I had no vision for my future. But thankfully, she instilled in me the discipline to always do my best. That led me to attend the highest rated high school in Detroit, which was my life-changing moment. Associating with other kids who had aspirations led me to apply for colleges. I was one of the first generations in my family to graduate from college. Thank you. Now I encourage my family and my community to do the same, and I thank you all.
To present our Career Achievement Award, please welcome back to the stage the Commander of the U.S. Central Command, General Lloyd Austin III.
The individual to whom I have the great privilege of presenting this award has built a distinguished career on phenomenal achievement. He is a scholar, a soldier, a leader, a pioneer, a patriot, a consummate professional, and an eternal optimist. Since joining the Army in 1989, he has served and excelled in a number of important and challenging assignments to include as a White House Fellow and a battlefield commander, and in his current position as Chief Engineer supporting the International Security Assistance Force in Afghanistan. He is a tremendous person and a superstar. So please welcome to the stage Colonel Barry Williams.
I grew up very poor. I lived in a home with one bedroom, a dirt floor, no indoor plumbing. My 5 siblings and I ate pinto beans and cornbread 6 out of the 7 days a week. And we all slept in one full-size bed. Times were so hard that I begged my mother to allow me to quit school to financially help her more. My mother replied, "If you quit now, you'll never be able to design and build me the house of my dreams." I have to admit, I didn't build that house. She did. But thanks to an education and an engineer's salary, I paid for it. Thank you.
Good son. The presenter of our Career Achievement Award made headlines the world over last month when she became the first female chief executive officer of any automotive company. You could say she grew up in the auto industry. Her dad worked as a die maker at Pontiac for nearly 40 years, and her first car was a Chevy. Mary started working for General Motors at the age of 18 as a co-op student at Kettering University, where she earned her Bachelor of Science degree in electrical engineering. She went on to earn an MBA from Stanford Graduate School of Business. At GM, Mary quickly moved up the ranks. Prior to her current position, she worked as Executive Vice President, Global Product Development, Purchase, and Supply Chain. GM Vice President, Global Human Resources, Vice President, Global Manufacturing Engineering, Plant Manager, Detroit Hamtramck Assembly Plant, and in several other engineering and staff positions. As CEO, Mary leads the company's overall efforts to strengthen GM globally as an industry leader in automotive design and technology, product quality, customer care, and business results. She is also a member of the GM Board of Directors, as well as a board member of General Dynamics and the Barbara Ann Karamanos Cancer Institute. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mary Barra.
Thanks, Andrea. It's really a pleasure to be here tonight and help honor an exceptional engineer and colleague, Mr. Gerald Johnson. I have known and worked with Gerald for many years, and I'm proud to speak of the quality and the value of his work and his qualifications for the Career Achievement Award. Last summer, Gerald was appointed to the Vice President of GM's North America Manufacturing Organization. This is a critical job in our company's worldwide manufacturing operations and one of the most senior manufacturing positions in the global automotive industry at large. In his current role, Gerald is responsible for 56 General Motors plants, 74,000 employees, and the annual production of more than 3 million vehicles and powertrains. He is the first African American to hold this key position in General Motors. Let me also highlight Gerald's work on GM's University Relations team. Gerald serves as the GM key executive for Kettering University in Flint, Michigan, from which we both graduated. He collaborates with Kettering on diversity initiatives and also the FIRST robotics program. He is a terrific choice for the job and an outstanding mentor and role model for students planning to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and math. Personally, I have tremendous respect for Gerald and all that he has achieved. Let me also add that over time, I have learned that it is never a good idea to follow Gerald to the microphone. He's a dynamic speaker, and he knows how to deliver a very powerful message. So I am doubly glad to be introducing him tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating Gerald Johnson for his selection for this prestigious Career Achievement Award.
Mary, thank you for that introduction, and thank you for your leadership example. Dan, congratulations on your President's Award, and thank you for 4 years of stalwart leadership. I've never been more proud or excited to work for my company. Thank you. As a young man, I was taught, to whom much is given, much is required. I've been given loving, supportive, and tough parents who are willing to take out loans to send me to a private high school, as the Cleveland public school system was failing me, and I was failing it. I've been given an intelligent, beautiful, and supportive wife, 7 adaptable, resilient children that have supported my relocations 10 times around the Midwest and even abroad. I've been given a great education from Kettering University, from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. I've been given great career opportunities, rewarding assignments in my 33 years with General Motors. I've been given much. But along with that, I accept the responsibility, the challenge, to return what is required, to mentor, to counsel, to coach young men, young women as they also figure out how to chase and pursue their own dreams in their own careers. Together, both what has been given and what has been required of me, I find great fulfillment and, in fact, the impetus to continue my own journey with enthusiasm and anticipation. It is my personal circle of life. May God bless you with the same and even more. Bea, thank you for this award, and thank you for noticing. Good evening.
To present the Career Achievement in Industry Award, please welcome the executive who leads all program management and execution, as well as enterprise affordability for Northrop Grumman Aerospace Systems, Sector Vice President of Operations, Duke Dufresne.
For over 20 years at Northrop Grumman, Art Lofton has been instrumental in building the diverse, industry-leading company we are today. His exceptional focus on people, fellow employees, customers, and our communities defines Art's values. Among his career milestones, he made significant contributions to one of this nation's greatest technical achievements, the B-2 bomber, first as a flight test engineer and eventually as a deputy program manager. He went on to become the Vice President and Chief Information Officer, and today he's the Vice President of Global Quality for Aerospace Systems. I'm proud to present a good friend and a great American, Art Lofton.
I stand here today because we can far exceed our wildest dreams with the support of amazing people and a focused passion. Growing up, I'd sit on the front steps and I'd watch cars go by. I'd read every car magazine that I could. My mother saw that passion and encouraged me to study mechanical engineering. My career started at GM Tech Center, achieving my dream job. Then, later on, I was laid off. But 3 days later, a mentor opened doors for me and a new passion in aerospace. So after 24 successful years at Northrop Grumman, supported by my wife Victoria, my friends, my family, my message is never stop opening doors for others. Thank you.
How many of you were here last year? Just raise your hand. You remember it was a great program, wasn't it? We always get some great advice, and we've gotten some great advice this evening from our presenters and our honorees. The two that I will remember the most, just because they were kind of humorous, was just keep showing up and don't miss the boat. Now, those are small moments in what has been a terrific evening. But last year, as in every program, there is usually one great defining moment. We had two really special defining moments last year. One was provided by Mario Bonds. Remember him? The young singer, young student who was also blind. He talked about the gift of technology, what technology allowed him to do. And then he serenaded our honoree, the 2013 Black Engineer of the Year. That provided us with our second moment. The recipient of that award, that honor, gave one of the most stirring speeches I have ever heard. He talked about his career, he talked about his family, and he talked about his dream for his students. And we are very fortunate this evening that that honoree is back with us again this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the celebrated educator, responsible for the STEM careers of so many of our young people, including Mario. He was last year's Black Engineer of the Year. He is the president of the University of Maryland, Baltimore County. Please welcome Dr. Freeman Hrabowski.
This is another magical evening. A year ago, we all experienced such incredible talent, and I'll never forget as Jackie, my wife, and I sat there and looked and and just without even thinking about it, feeling and sensing the tears flowing. One of my students at UMBC said to me later, he said, "Doc, it was a great program, it really was." He said, "But you really seemed really moved." And he said, "Help me understand that." I said, "Son, what you don't get is that when I grew up in Birmingham as a little child of color in the 50s and 60s, I could not have imagined an experience like this. I could not have imagined generals and admirals and CEOs and all kinds of talented people in something called engineering. It is a powerful experience called Bayer, and I want to thank you for this honor. It has been an amazing experience." And the tears flow because while all of us are here, there are so many little children of all races who don't know about the possibilities. And there is the challenge that we face. And so tonight, I am honored even more than last year to pass the torch to one of my very own, one of my best UMBC alumni. Give it up for Stephanie Cole Hill, first of all. I'm just so proud of her, so proud of her, so very proud of her. An amazing, amazing woman. Stephanie, we will always know that you are our best, just our best, no doubt. And in honor of you, Stephanie, I've got two surprises tonight. Two surprises, folks. The first is one that I know everyone in the room would like for their college president to do for them. Stephanie, I have brought with you your undergraduate transcript. And I'm about to start reading it in front of your mama, all right? But what you need to know is that Stephanie wasn't just intelligent and emotionally intelligent and beautiful. She was an A student in a predominantly white university at a time when it was not heard of. Give it up for Stephanie for being an A student in a predominantly white university in computer science and engineering. It's an amazing story. It really is. It's an amazing story. And this is what I want you to know. It is something about family and having such a strong father and mother, Judge and Mrs. Cole. I would want for every child for them to have the love that you had. I would want for every child for them to have the sense of self that you have. I would want for every child that they don't allow other people to define them, that they don't allow themselves to be a victim, that they say, I must be empowered to be my best. And that is what you have done. And so we are here tonight to pass the torch to you, alumni. And you know, 75 years ago, at this very time, in this very city, just a couple of miles away, amazingly, Howard University had asked the daughters of the revolution, of the American Revolution, to allow one of the greatest singers ever to perform at Constitution Hall. And they turned them down. A great woman whose name was Marian Anderson, contralto soprano, one of the greatest voices in the history of humankind. But because of the color of her skin, she could not sing there. And then another great woman, Eleanor Roosevelt, resigned from that organization and prepared and helped to have one of the largest celebrations ever. In front of the Lincoln Memorial, Marian Anderson performed and began with the song, America. And before she began, the introduction said this, and I think about my alumni. It said, genius does not have a color. Genius does not have a color. And there was admiration in the faces of all those people as they looked at Marian Anderson as the best. I have a vision, we should have the vision in Bayer, that when America looks into Stephanie's face, that they will say genius has no color. Genius can be in any color, that talent is among us all, and most important, that we want every little girl to want to be a brilliant engineer. Give me a hand for every little girl being a brilliant engineer. That is what we want. And so my line for you tonight is that just as she has been an exception, we must come to believe that we want the exception to become the expectation. That it's not about one or two who can get A's, but about large numbers of kids of all races who can say, I will be a Stephanie Hill. I'm going to be engineer of the year. Give the vision up a hand for the idea that they all can be engineers of the year. That is the idea. It is a magical moment for you, Stephanie. And so my second surprise tonight is that just as I talked about your alma mater, UMBC, the people here at Bayer, the brilliant staff people, came up with the idea, what might they do to give you a surprise? And so tonight, we present to you the choir from her high school alma mater, Western High, an all-girls school in Baltimore, Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, the choir of Western High School.
They say you wouldn't make it so far, and ever since they said it, it's been hard. But never mind the night you've had to cry, 'cause you had never let it go inside. You've worked real hard and you know exactly what you want and need, so believe, and you can never give up. You can reach your goals. Just talk to your soul and say, I believe I can, I believe I will, I believe I know my dreams are real. I believe I'll stand, I believe I'll dance, I believe I'll grow real soon. That is what I do believe. Your goals are distant, it's so and you know that your moves will let them show. You keep creating things in your mind, so just believe and true in time. It will be fine. Leave all of your cares and stress behind. Just let it go. Let the music flow inside. Forget all your pain. Just start to believe. I believe I can. I believe I will. Oh, my dreams are real. I believe I'll stand. I believe I'll dance. I believe I'll grow. That is what I do believe. Yeah. Never mind what people say. Hold your head and turn away. With all my hopes and dreams, I will believe, even though it seems it's not for me. I won't give up. I'll keep it up, looking to the sky. I will achieve all my dreams. I will always believe. I believe I can. I believe I will. I believe I know that my dreams are real. I believe I'll stand. I believe I'll dance. I believe I'll grow real soon. That is what I do believe. I believe I will. I believe I know my dreams are real. I believe I'll stand. I believe I'll dance. I believe I'll grow real soon. That is what I do believe.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage the Chairman, President, and Chief Executive Officer of Lockheed Martin Corporation, Marilyn Hewson.
Well, it is my privilege to introduce my respected colleague and this year's recipient of the Black Engineer of the Year Award, Stephanie Hill. Stephanie is an exceptional leader, and I am honored to have worked with her for several years. Since the day she joined Lockheed Martin as a software engineer, Stephanie has established herself as a leader who consistently drives strong technical and business performance on behalf of her customers while strengthening and developing the next generation of leaders. She currently serves as the president of Lockheed Martin's Information Systems and Global Solutions civil line of business. In her current role, Stephanie leads a team of 10,000 employees who support some of this nation's most important activities. From the FBI to the FAA, from the South Pole to outer space, Stephanie's team delivers the IT systems that make vital government services more efficient and effective for all Americans. Her team works with the FAA to engineer the systems that control 60% of the world's air traffic, guiding thousands of passengers home safely every day. They're developing the FBI's state-of-the-art next-generation identification system, an advanced biometric system that helps more than 18,000 law enforcement agencies keep our nation secure. And on the frozen continent of Antarctica, Stephanie's team supports the National Science Foundation by managing the world's longest supply chain to ensure scientists have the supplies they need for their important research. While Stephanie's business accomplishments are impressive, I believe that the mark of a great leader is their ability to develop other leaders. And that's where Stephanie really excels. She generously invests her time in mentoring high school and high potential employees, and she is passionate about promoting STEM education. In fact, she recently launched a program to match employee volunteers with local schools with the goal of helping inspire students to pursue STEM careers. Stephanie has also proudly served on the Maryland Governor's STEM Task Force. I'm sure you will agree that Stephanie's contributions to her company, her community, and her nation make her worthy recipient of this prestigious honor. She is an inspiration to those around her, and I am proud to have her on the Lockheed Martin team. And now, I'm pleased to share a short video honoring Stephanie and her outstanding achievements.
She knows how to lead people because she knows how to listen carefully. She knows how to let people know they matter, and she knows how to bring people together to solve a problem. And there's something about that combination that leads to success.
Stephanie C. Hill's example of hard work, determination, and excellence shows us that anything is possible if you put your mind to it. Stephanie is an expert engineer and a natural leader with a rare ability to motivate others.
Well, what impresses me most about Stephanie is her authenticity. She has a mantra: trust, transparency, collaboration, and engagement, and she lives and breathes that mantra every day. All the employees feel valued, they feel respected, the leadership team is working together as a team better, and we're producing phenomenal results as an organization.
What she does is she sets a vision, and she makes the vision so engaging and inspiring that you see yourself in that vision and you become energized by it.
Throughout her 27-year career at Lockheed Martin, Stephanie has developed strong business partnerships to help solve some of the world's most pressing issues.
I always knew that at the end of a meeting with Stephanie, I was going to have a better understanding of where we were, and the program was going to have taken a step forward. She's able to hear what you're saying, she's able to understand what you're saying, she's able to respond in a way that is both technically precise and addresses the sort of relational needs of someone like myself who is not a technician.
A mentor to youth and young professionals, Stephanie understands that nurturing and believing in someone is empowering. She takes a genuine interest in the well-being of others, inspiring by example, as someone who Stephanie has mentored for many years can attest.
Her approach to any situation that she is in is all about helping people and moving people forward and being invested and being present at that time.
Stephanie works hard to make a real difference in the community. She is personally involved with many charities, even working with the children's choir at her church. But Stephanie's main passion is STEM and inspiring future engineers in elementary, middle, and high schools with her special knack for getting students excited about all the possibilities in STEM careers. She is one of a kind, an accomplished engineer, business leader, community advocate, and mentor.
Stephanie's been my friend and mentor for over 10 years. I have absolutely no idea how Stephanie juggles everything with with married, 3 kids, and all the things that she does personally, what she does for the people around her. She's very personable, she's very genuine, and again, she's somebody who will bring out the best in you.
We applaud Stephanie C. Hill for her world-class engineering and leadership skills and her motivating passion for excellence. But more importantly, we honor her tonight for making a deeply positive impact on her customers, co-workers, and inspiring the workforce of tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to present the 2014 Black Engineer of the Year, Stephanie Hill.
I can't tell you how grateful I am tonight to the Career Communications Group for selecting me for this amazing honor. And I am so moved that Marilyn, thank you, Sandra and Linda, and Lockheed Martin nominated me for this award. I feel very privileged to receive it, especially because I'm quite the accidental engineer. There were many times when obstacles emerged that could have easily prevented me from pursuing a technology-based career. So one thing I know for sure is that no one accomplishes things of significance alone. I am truly blessed to have many positive forces in my life. My faith, my husband Corey of 21 years, who is truly my life partner, my children, Corey Morgan, Cole Stephen, and Cameron Davis, who are remarkable people and bring us unspeakable joy. My parents, who reared me to understand that with hard work, determination, and respect, you really can live your dreams. My in-laws, who support us immeasurably, and my mentors, who give me their wisdom so very freely, I thank you and love you all. What I would like to have emblazoned on your hearts tonight is that we can't afford any more accidental engineers. And even more importantly, we must capture the imaginations of the future engineers who will literally change the world, especially those who are not yet interested in and/or don't doubt that a STEM career is possible for them. After all, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. We need to see the possibility in our young people. We need them to understand the excitement, reward, and just fun that a career based in STEM can yield. We need to shout from the rooftops that if you want to make a difference in the world, a great place to start is as an engineer or scientist. I have learned that commitment to excellence, a strong work ethic with encouragement and support can result in unlimited possibility. These are messages that our young people need to embrace. I learned early that giving your all and doing your best was expected, as I would come home with a 95 on a test, and my father would ask me, "Where are the other 5 points?" And he was serious. I didn't like it then, but I understand it fully now, that if it is possible, never leave those 5 points on the table. This stayed with me through my career, and I have tried to work as hard and as smart as possible for my family, for Lockheed Martin and its customers, and for our community. I experienced the power of encouragement and support early in my life, too. When I was applying for high school, a school administrator told me not to bother to apply to the A course at one of the most esteemed high schools in Baltimore, a high school that both my sisters had attended. I was crushed. I was an excellent student, but I struggled with standardized testing, which was the administrator's rationale. With my spirit broken, my mother, Doris, told me to stop that crying. She said that I could do anything that I put my mind to do if I was willing to work for it. So I applied to Western High School, and you just heard the choir, yay, Western, was admitted to the A course and graduated with honors. This taught me just how powerful what we see and nurture in others is, and what an impact that influence can have on people's lives. I also know that not everyone has a Doris in their lives. But guess what? We can all be Doris for someone. That is what BEA is all about. It is about collectively inspiring our young people to take an interest in STEM and to go for it in their careers. Our nation is at a crisis level when it comes to producing scientists and engineers. And it is our job to reach as many people as possible and let them know that they can make a difference in the world. I've been fortunate to work on systems that provide safe air travel and on a persistent threat detection system, we call it PTIDS, that watched out for the bad guys in Iraq and Afghanistan. The mothers in Afghanistan called PTIDS the angel in the sky, and they would only let their children go outside to play if PTIDS was flying. Most recently, I've worked on a groundbreaking health project that uses health data analytics to help prevent the onset of diseases. This is what a STEM-based career can do for us and for the world. We can make the ultimate difference, but if we don't tell our stories every chance we get and make sure our children and our colleagues really know that they can do anything that they put their minds to, who will? We all have a responsibility to help each other, to reach our potential for ourselves and for the greater good. We can each make a difference in someone's life by sharing a story or just a word of encouragement. We can speak life into someone to remove self-doubt. Both large and small things really do help people move forward. And when they move forward, they can see possibility in themselves beyond what they previously conceived. I am 100% sure that there is someone out there that you can help to move forward. I ask you to embrace this and seek this out with enthusiastic commitment. We are in this together, and together we can change the world in ways that right now we can't even imagine. I want to thank you so much for this honor, and you have my personal commitment to encourage and light the path for as many as I can, so they can also have amazing experiences like those I have enjoyed at Lockheed Martin for the last 27 years. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Bea has done it again, an exclamation point on the past few days you've spent here in conference here at the Hotel Inn in Washington. What a wonderful evening. What a wonderful group of honorees that we met this year. Please, another round of applause for all of them. And you get to do it again next year. We hope to see you at Bea on February 5th through the 7th, 2015. Until then, have a wonderful evening, and don't forget, if you haven't had enough and you want more to see what has happened, Bea TV, Channel 83 in your hotel rooms. Have a great night. Safe travels back to your homes.